Well, tonight looks like it's going to be another quiet one. We've got those clear skies overhead. Temperatures will drop into the low 70s, so not a huge drop, but it will give us a brief cool off from those triple-digit temperatures we are already dealing with in some parts of the region. Tomorrow, 102 with plenty of sunshine. It's definitely going to be a hot one, if not a scorcher. 101 in Roswell, 102 right now in Hobbs, with 102 at Carlsbad, 101 up at Tucumcari. Pretty much the whole state is very hot right now, and for the most part drier than we have been. Dew points, well, they're falling across most of the state. We still have some 30s and 40s down to the south. Up to our north, we're in the 20s and 30s, and there's your wind speeds looking pretty quiet out there across the board. But gradually things are going to start to get a little bit more interesting for us the next couple of days as we begin to pump in moisture from the south. We're already seeing a little bit of that in the Gila and back towards the southeastern section of Arizona, but gradually as this high, this is what's going to do it for us. As it works into Texas and Oklahoma, that will allow some moisture to sneak into the region. Now for us, it looks like we'll remain pretty hot and for the most part storm-free while the west sees those showers. However, by the weekend, we will start to see more of New Mexico get into that big heat that we're dealing with here in the southeast. Not necessarily everybody's going to see triple-digit heat, but you can bet this heat wave is going to last well on into next week. So this ridge is going to make a huge difference for us anyway. Precipitation forecast overnight tonight looking pretty quiet, but tomorrow as we bring in that moisture, places like Gallup and out towards Albuquerque could see a few showers popping up, and the same goes for Friday. And then Saturday things start to back off a little bit for us across most of the state. There's what we're talking about across the midsection. We're in triple-digit heat already in San Antonio, 90s in Oklahoma City, 80s and 90s off to our north in Denver, up towards Rapid City, 60s and 70s across much of the west coast. A little bit closer to home now. It's going to be a clear night tonight. We'll see temperatures cooling off into the 50s, 60s, and 70s, but check that out tomorrow. Clovis, Fort Sumner, Portales, you name it, pretty much the whole eastern half of the state is going to be exceptionally hot, even nearing 105 in Hobbs. Meanwhile, Cloudcroft will hit about 75 degrees tomorrow afternoon, so that is the definite cool spot for many of us to escape this valley and plain heat. 88 degrees in Ruidoso, 90s in Carrizozo. 7-day forecast, it's going to be hot the next couple of afternoons and really not a whole lot of relief in sight. Maybe a few afternoon clouds by the end of the weekend that could bring us back down into the 90s anyway, but gradually we'll continue in those 100s well on into the weekend and even the beginning of next week, especially as that ridge moves overhead and provides that sinking air and heats us up day in and day out. And overnight lows, of course, will be our reprieve from that daytime heat. Hanging out in the 70s and 60s there for us well on into Thursday, Friday, into the weekend, and even into next week. We'll keep it in those upper 60s to low 70s.